Be the change that you want to see in the world. Gandhi. Mahatma Gandhi, also just commonly referred to as Gandhi, was a human rights activist and a political figure from India. Throughout his life, he fought for those who could not fight for themselves. This inspired millions of people around the globe, such as Nelson Mandela, Barack Obama, and Martin Luther King Jr. Today, I will be talking to you about Gandhi's early life and ideology, his time abroad and in college, and some of the movements that he was involved in. Through these points, it should show why it is important to study Gandhi's life story. Gandhi was born on October 2nd in 1869 in Pahimbar, India. His father was the chief minister of Pahimbar, and his mother was his father's fourth wife. His mother was a deeply devoted religious woman who worshipped the god Vishnu. This is commonly referred to as Vishnuism. The principles of this religion are self-discipline and nonviolence, according to Histories.com's article on Gandhi. These tenets are some of the things that Gandhi held on to throughout his life. At the age of 13, Gandhi got married to his wife and lifelong partner, Kitsuba. They together would have 4 kids named Hariel, Devdas, Melina, and Ramdas. Gandhi did not have much in terms of early childhood education. This is partially due to Britain's control of India at the time, which made it so schools had lack of funding. One would infer that Gandhi was some type of genius growing up. However, according to B.R. Nanda's article, he was mediocre in primary school. However, Gandhi was accepted into a local college named Salamdas after being interviewed by the University of Bombay. Not long after Gandhi was accepted into college in India, he realized how miserable he was. He always knew that he wanted to be a doctor. However, he knew that he would have to pick up a political position like his father did. Not but a year later, Gandhi received an offer to study abroad in England, which he was thrilled about. However, before he left, he had to promise his mother that while he was away, he would not touch women, wine, or meat, says Nanda, which is something that he never wavered on during his time in England. Another problem Gandhi had to face was that the leaders of his local caste, deemed his trip as a violation of his Hindu religion. With that in mind, Gandhi still left to go to England in September of 1888. Not long after he got to England, he joined one of London's 4 major law colleges, called the Inner Temple, also referred to as the Inns of Court. While in England, his peers and friends would make fun of him for being vegetarian, and he often felt out of place. Gandhi would return to India in 1891, where he would learn that his mother had passed away. 2 years later, Gandhi was offered a job to go to South Africa for a year. He accepted. Almost immediately after getting to Africa, he was subject to harsh racism. He was thrown off of buses, trains, and even asked to take off his turban. At the end of his year-long contract, he was at his going-away party, and he picked up a newspaper and read about a local bill that was trying to get passed that banned Indians from voting. This started Gandhi's humanitarian work. In 1893, Gandhi began to act as a legal representative for Indian traders in his local area. Not long after that, he became the leader of the local Indian group and persuaded them to oppose the bill, allowing them not to vote. However, the law ended up passing, but it still made it so many Indians could find their voice. The most commendable and well-known movement Gandhi was a part of was the Salt March to Dande. In this demonstration, Gandhi and his followers marched 241 miles, according to Newtonic.com, to produce salt from seawater. This was a result of England's tax on salt. Over 80,000 Indians were thrown in jail over civil disobedience. However, with all this going on, it did not get rid of the tax. And what it did do, though, was it raised global media coverage and raised attention to India's need for independence from Britain. Though Gandhi's life may have not been the ideal or relatable one, it still shows how important it is to fight for what you believe in. As Gandhi taught us, getting things done and making change does not have to be violent, but can be done through peace. This is something we should all strive for in our lives and politics on war. Because of his actions, it is no wonder why he was a runner-up for Albert Einstein in Times Magazine's Person of the Century. Thank you.